Hello, everybody, and welcome to Platform Sports Media. I'm Michael Scott, and I have a great show lined up for you guys today. This is my first time hopping online live with you guys. I'm available on a multitude of platforms. I'm going to be bringing you guys these segments throughout the remainder of the future. I'm really excited about it. It gives you guys the opportunity to interact with me. So I'm going to go over, one of the bigger stories in professional sports over the last few days. And after that, I'll go through some Q&A with you guys. So Denver Broncos head coach Vic Fangio has raised up quite a stir over the last 2 days. He was on air speaking with reporters on Tuesday about his thoughts on racism and whether or not it exists in the NFL today. Obviously, the social issue is a heightened topic in wake of the tragedy of George Floyd's death at the hands of 4 Minneapolis police officers last week, who have all since been charged, with the primary arresting officer getting charged with now second-degree murder. Fangio came out and said, "I was shocked, sad, and angry at what I saw a policeman do to a handcuffed George Floyd. He should be punished to the fullest extent of the law for crimes he has been charged. In addition, he should be charged with treason for failing to uphold the badge." Now, after that, Fangio was speaking with reporters, and he went on to talk about what exactly happens in the NFL and whether or not he believes racism exists. And the coach created quite a fuss when he said, "I think our problems in the NFL along those lines are minimal. We're a league of meritocracy. You earn what you get. You get what you earn. I don't see racism at all in the NFL. I don't see discrimination in the NFL." He also went on to say, "We all live together, joined as one for one common goal, and we all intermingle and mix tremendously. If society reflected an NFL team, we'd all be great." Now, when I first heard these comments, it really left me scratching my head. And the reason is Vic Fangio, in my opinion, after that take, seems like he is so disconnected from the realities and social issues that are existing in the NFL and throughout our world today. Because Vic Fangio has to be aware of what's going on around him right now. And the major event pertaining to that was Colin Kaepernick kneeling for racial injustice back in 2016 during the national anthem. Now, that was a heightened controversy in its own right, where a lot of people condemned Kaepernick for his means of peaceful protest, and some have suggested that he's since been blackballed from the NFL. What we do know is since that period of time, he's been unable to get another NFL job. And it's because the owners in the NFL don't want to go out and take the chance of bringing Colin Kaepernick on so that he can use their team or their stadium or their game on Sunday as a platform. But digressing back to Fangio, what would you think if you were a player in his locker room? Because after those comments, to think that racism doesn't exist in the NFL today is ludicrous, because it exists everywhere around us. Right now, what we have going on out in major cities are both peaceful protest and violence, all sparked by racism that exists within our communities, within the world is so consumed by these violent acts between police officers towards African American individuals, specifically black men. And they're also consumed with violence and hatred towards each other when I speak about the individual. And it plagues society on a daily basis. Now, Vic Fangio later came out today and apologized for his comments that he doesn't see racism in the NFL. Now, he reflected on his comments yesterday, and he posted an apology on the Broncos Twitter account and said, after reflecting on my comments yesterday and listening to the players this morning, I realized what I said regarding racism and discrimination in the NFL was wrong. While I have never personally experienced those terrible things firsthand during my 33 years in the NFL, I understand that many players, coaches, and staff have different perspectives. I should have been more clear, and I am sorry. Now, taking a step back here, Vic Fangio himself may have never directly encountered racism in the NFL. This is a head coach who's been in the NFL for 33 years. He's, I believe, in his late 50s, early 60s, and he may have never encountered this one-on-one. It's quite possible that he's not a hateful man, and he doesn't really look at people or judge them by the color of their skin or their ethnic background. And that's absolutely fantastic. But to be out here speaking with media in wake of what's going on right now and to suggest that racism doesn't exist in the NFL, even after the Colin Kaepernick incident, it's completely off base, and it may go a long way to show you how out of touch Vic Fangio really is with what's going on with his players and in the NFL today. I'm going to open this up right now for any questions that you guys might have. You can post those questions in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer them for you guys. So this is my first time actually doing this. You guys are able to post your comments in the Facebook feed for this live video or on YouTube, and those comments actually can be pulled up onto the live stream. And we can actually even bring you guys in via camera, whether if you're on a laptop or on a cell phone. We send a link to your email, and you guys are able to actually jump on the broadcast with us. It's pretty fantastic. I'm really excited about it. I know this is something new that we haven't done before in the past, and it's definitely going to help us grow our reach and help us interact with you guys and, you know, engage our fan base, because at the end of the day, our goal is to bring you guys a lot of the sports stories that are either major or from a perspective that you don't normally see on ESPN. There are a tremendous amount of stories out there that often get overlooked, and they're great talking points and they're great subjects for debate. So if you guys have any comments, please put them in the comments box, or any questions regarding the Vic Fangio matter or anything to do with sports. I'd be happy to answer that for you. Also, make sure that you guys are tuning in every week to the Front Porch Tailgate podcast with Byron Hazley. It's a fantastic show. We've been doing it for close to a little under a year now. Congratulations to Byron and Laura. They just gave birth to their second son, Ben. It's absolutely exciting that my partner is growing his family as we grow our podcast. And that podcast is available on any major platform. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcast, wherever podcasts are found. And then also make sure you guys on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you guys have any questions, please put those in the comment box about what's going on with Vic Fangio or anything else in the sports world today. Some more big news. The NBA is actually going to move forward and have 22 teams compete to finish out the season in Orlando, Florida at the Disney Wide World of Sports. There's going to be the top 8 teams from the East and the top 8 teams from the West, and there's also going to be 6 other teams that are on the fringe that have the potential to make the playoffs. It's going to be really interesting, obviously, because right now what we're not going to have in wake of COVID-19 is the sports world and fans in the actual arenas. And so right now what the league's doing is exploring a lot of different options on how they can make the game interactive. They've suggested that they might use fake crowd noise over the loudspeakers. There's also other ways that it's going to be really interesting to see. So the good news is that's supposed to get going here within the next month or so. I believe they